Hello, dear friends. I'm very happy today to host my colleague, Dr. Binay Singh, who is a prominent expert in maritime field and who is also a chairman of the global maritime community and a well-known expert in maritime sphere. So, Dr. Binay, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Mike, as always, to invite me.
Dr. Binay, I was really impressed when I saw so many peaks which actually reflected your journey through different Asian countries. You have been to Singapore, you have been to Hong Kong, you have been to some other states throughout only 1 month. This was a very intensive trip. So what is your impression about Asia? Because actually for me, this question is crucially important because I see that now what is called global South is really causing a very serious political and economic effects for the world. So could you please describe your own impression from what you have seen?
Yeah, thank you. Good question. You see, I was there in Southeast Asia 5 years ago. Hong Kong, I was 7 years ago. But this all country, I mean, Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, I can say 180-degree change after pandemic. And that's good. They change in a right way. They become more people-centric. They become more empathetic. They are thinking about others, and that's good. Earlier, they were thinking, but not there was a like this, that there is activity in it. What make me very much impressed, whomever I met, everyone want to support Ukraine, whatever in way they can do. And very much I like that when group president of MISC, Captain Rajalingam, is also my friend, he said, Dr. Binay, what more I can do for Ukraine? And not only more leaders, they ask me, I'm very much happy that we have where to connect. But as my responsibility to connect where, but because we are in maritime, they are in maritime. So now building port, construction, or launching shipping company in Ukraine is not good option. Why? Because first of all, we have to transportation of cargo, but Black Sea blocked. Even there is some few ships in Nikolaev. These ships with cargo is staying already more than 2 years. Cargo might be spoiled. Even ships owner from Norway, they put vessel in auction. That they have two options. Either they left their vessel or they sold their vessel. Even who are buyer, they can't buy because no any way to get outside of. This is about Ukraine. But your question about Southeast Asia, and I even met third secretary of Ukrainian embassy. Unfortunately, High Excellency Katerina was out in Singapore, outside on some visit. So I did not meet. Because I see that people are very much interested to help. But you know, there is something happening like this, that there is some tanker come, I don't know all details, with Russian cargo from Ukraine or something like this. And this type of things is making, bad connection, bad relationship, political and economical. But nevertheless, Mike, I can say that those countries now change. Even when I was in Hong Kong 7 years ago, I did not like that country because I see that people were not behaving like this, what they have done now. They have done such an impression on me that I am planning in 3-4 months again to go there to explore more business with them.
Dr. Singh, you talked a lot about situation in Ukraine and opportunities for let's say, international investors to invest in Ukraine. So I would like to ask you the outlook. So how actually Asian investors, chairman of big shipping companies, maritime companies, they actually foresee a situation in Ukraine, and are they ready actually to invest in Ukraine while the war is ongoing? So, or they wait until the war is over, then they are ready to make investments in Ukraine. Which obstacles as investors they foresee? Because you understand that in Ukraine, we usually look from, let's say, our perspective, how to attract investors. But unfortunately, we really fail to do this. A lot of talks, but no action. So why? So give us international perspective, Asian perspective on Ukrainian situation.
Yeah. They are even, I've convinced some of them that they can invest now even. Mm-hmm. Because this is not like a Second World War or First World War.
Okay.
This is not like the bombing 24 hours. Our Ukrainian defenders, they are saving us. We have a defenders a lot in Ukraine. Yeah. So they are giving this possibility to sit with you to record interview. Yeah. So if even they invest in something and they will have a more privilege. Why? Because during war, there is more empathy from world. Yeah. And they are more passionate to Ukrainian cargo. They are more passionate to Ukrainian business. They are more passionate to Ukrainian trade. So sitting and putting hands down, Mike, this is not a solution. No need to wait for sea and weather. Make it happen, isn't it? So those people, I have convinced them, and they are agree. But main thing, they are investing what they will get in return. This is a business. This is trade. This is not charity, isn't it? So in business, they have to get from Ukraine also something. So therefore, I'm going to participate in so many events where I will discuss that, okay, those investors are ready to export from Ukraine something. What you are going to import from them? Because business never violence and without equilibrium system. Equilibrium system that you have something and someone something. Two-way business. Yeah. So need to explore, need to lift up our Ukrainian businessmen, entrepreneur, that they go outside of country. It doesn't mean that outside they have to go physically. Even they can go online discussion. Yeah. Or who are leader there. I mean leading. They can go. I am delivering Ukrainian businessmen watch to that world. And as I have told you in your interview last year, this year is a year of business and success. I have already planned for 12 months. That 12 months I will deliver Ukrainian word, Ukrainian voice to world. But in return, also people want something. So that is as of now, issue challenges that what we offer those people. Yeah. Because help is not good word. I always say help, it means that you have nothing and you ask for help. Support, it means you have a 50% something or 20% something and 80% someone will give you. So therefore, and there is a requirement. Indonesia I have not visited. I have already invited for Indonesia to visit. You see, Philippines, not visited. But those countries also, they are in demand of vegetable oil. And Ukraine can supply. Okay. Ukraine can supply vegetable oil. Because anyway, our defender army are great, I can say, powerful, working.
Okay.
So therefore, need to not wait for war end, start now. And people are across the globe ready to do business with Ukraine, but they are waiting, expecting from Ukrainian side.
Okay, this is a very important point, and I completely agree with you that if Ukraine exports or if Ukrainian exports exceed imports, then basically this is a sign of a trade surplus, and the trade balance is said to be positive for Ukraine. So this is crucially important for Ukrainian economy. But actually, I would like to raise the point which you just mentioned regarding the possibilities for Ukraine. I interviewed one economist who suggested that Ukraine doesn't need aid. Ukraine needs investments. Ukraine needs loans. Why? Because when you provide aid for somebody or for the country without any, let's say, requirements in favor, yes. So when you provide this aid without any condition, it means that the country doesn't have enough impetus to change, to create reforms, to improve investment climates, etc. That's why it's important to not to provide aid, but to provide loans on the very fair rule and with certain conditions. The same is about investments. Do you agree with this point of view that Ukraine needs loans and investments rather than one-side aid?
You see, Mike, they're like this. If investors give Ukrainians 100% money to create something, this is a loss. You know why? Because they will not apply their own resource. Yeah. Investment, it doesn't mean only finance. Yesterday, I have a discussion with one guy, and he say, "Oh, you want to be in my club? You have to pay 100,000." I say, "Okay, 100,000 grievance I pay. What I get in return, isn't it?" This for me question.
So let's 1 second. Let's for our international audience, let's clarify that 100,000 hryvnias stands for $2,500.
Yeah, $2,500. So I asked him, okay, you tell me what I will get in return. So he said that you can participate in our investment forum, you can be in marketing. I said, okay, end of the day, what I get, I put my money and I participate, what I get. Oh, you will get connection and that. I say, already I have a connection. I have already network because this is not maritime network, isn't it? This is general network. So I suggest that when investor give you that money which you don't have, for example, I have to buy ship. I have 70%, yeah, and 30% I need from you or someone. So 30% giving me like a support. And this support will more feasible and more profitable, win-win, isn't it? Because you are then owner of 30%, I am an owner of 70%. So that guy who you interviewed, he's right, that we don't need weapons, we don't need we need investors, we need investment in Ukraine, because then we will ourselves make our factory where weapons will be produced and there Ukrainians will be work. You see, so many things is correlated, but we are not globally thinking. We are thinking, give me, I will fire. I will give me, I will fire. But what I have. So therefore, I'm making every and each one convincing in such a way that we don't need from you 100%. Give 30%, 20%, because my plan also to launch Ukrainian Shipping Corporation. This is a matter of time. Now I'm this creating outside of Ukraine, but I will bring to Ukraine and it will help and not help support Ukrainian seafarers. So in this way, people are interested. But when you say, give me everything and build for me house and I will work, this never happened.
Okay, so the last question will be devoted to the topic which you elaborated a lot of times, but I think now, especially from the point of your journey, it is important to remind, let's say, what we have discussed before, about, let's say, necessity to learn how to think outside the box. This is crucially important, and I think one of the problems actually of Ukrainian entrepreneurs that they look on the world through European lens. It means that even though we know that the world is very big for Ukrainian entrepreneurs, the world is concentrated mainly on Europe. Yeah. So can you please justify why it is important for Ukrainian companies to look on Asia, on Asian countries, and why still Asian countries remain mainly a terra incognita for Ukrainian counterparts?
Good question. You see, whole, even I can say when I did not reach to Ukraine in 1990, I have seen always, that is USSR. They have a connection with Asian country, but they were more, strive to connect with USA, Europe. This is ancient, but we see before 5 years before, no one even 10 years before, no one want to connect with India. They see India is a miserable country. India is a backward country. Now you see what is India. US want to invest there. Yeah, Europe want to invest there. Everyone want to connect. Same here. If Ukraine now start aggressively to connection with Asian country, they are looking for Ukraine. But Ukraine, someone should go and tell that I am here to support you, not just give me. How long you will live if you give me? I have seen this country so flourished. What USA? USA nothing. In front of them, they have a technology, they have so many things developed because USA, everything they only import, but this country export. You tell me who is richest country, who export and manufacture and produce? Yeah, Singapore, Malaysia. You see, Malaysia, front of me, in my life, last 30 years in Ukraine, I see that how this country grown. Why? Because people understand that if they not grow, no one need them. And they have themselves grown now. Mike, you can imagine, I'm working with this company for last 21 years. When I started to work, that time Malaysian was, what tell you, oh, this is my company, I will do everything. But today, no. Today they are with, so need to change mindset.
Yeah.
Ukrainian people should change mindset. And when they change mindset that Asian country they need also and have to connection, you will see Ukraine will be flourished. And I am on that lead also to connect Ukrainians more and more to Asian country.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that we live now in a very compatible world, and I'm very happy that you're on the front line of bridging together Asian and Ukrainian companies. So thank you very much, Dr. Binay, for this interview. I would like to remind for our audience that today we hosted Dr. Binay Singh, a very prominent expert in maritime field, the CEO of Maritime Global Community, and Sea Marine Company and other companies. So thank you very much, and have a nice day. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm not CEO of Global Maritime Community. I'm a CEO of another company, but president of this.
You're president, founder, and inspirer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.